Hi folks, Mayor Kevin Davis here, Sunday afternoon, April 5th, direct from the Mayor's office. I've had a lot of questions about, Mayor Davis, under this emergency declaration, can't you do just about anything? The answer to that is no, because we're a democracy. Democracies are constructed to prevent dictatorships, and we have a series of rules and laws that apply even under an emergency declaration. So when I signed that order 2 weeks ago, bringing in the emergency, that immediately set up a committee called the Joint Emergencies Operation Committee. And this is the committee here. Who sits on that committee? Dr. Bannicky, Medical Officer of Health, Dr. David McNeil, Executive Director of the hospital, City CAO Brian Hutchings, he's the chair. We have a rep from County CAO, Mr. Bradley, Six Nations, usually the fire chief. We also have the chief, Brantford Police Services, Detachment Commander of the OPP, city general managers from engineering, corporate, etc. Emergency planning personnel for both city and county. The chief, the Brantford Fire Department, of course. And we have somebody from Enbridge and the school boards and Brantford Power. So you notice that myself and Mayor Bailey, we don't sit on this committee. And that's where the dictatorship thing comes in. So what I do under this emergency declaration is this committee makes a decision, and they could decide, and they have, to advise me to do something. Like last week, it was having to do with playground equipment. And they meet every morning, and so last Monday they did that, and I can either accept it or reject it. I accepted it and signed the order. Now you notice the arrow goes both ways. So I can send up issues for the Emergencies Operation Committee to review. I meet with Brian Hutchings 8 o'clock every morning. Like for example, last week, I sent up a request, should we consider closing not just playground equipment, but parks and trails entirely? And should we consider doing what Toronto did, enforcing mandatory separation? So that goes up through Mr. Hutchings. The committee then considers it and gets back to me. And on that point, it was no, because we're not in the same situation as Toronto with its density. So that's how it works. And so what it allows me to do, and this committee, is to make decisions that council would otherwise have to make. Because in an emergency, you've got to make decisions very, very quickly. You can't wait weeks for a decision. Now, it's only in effect for 30 days, has to be renewed by City Council. And so it does give us a command structure for making decisions quickly. That's the most important part of it. And there are a number of decisions that are being deferred, waiting for City Council to rule on it. And there are decisions that can be put off for that purpose because it's still important that Council continue. In fact, we're meeting this week to consider some HR issues, an in-camera meeting. And then generally we'll have a public meeting about every 2 weeks after that. And it'll all be joint, virtual, and you'll be able to watch it on Rogers. We still haven't quite figured out how members of the public can participate, but I'll be the only council member that's here at City Hall. I'll be chairing the meetings, and then the councillors will be at home or in their office, connecting likely through Zoom. So that's how it's going to work. The other point about this system is I can't make decisions that City Council can't. So under our system of governance, City Council can't tell the hospital what to do. That's a separate entity coming under provincial regulation. Likewise, the health unit. We can't tell the health unit how to do its business. So nor can I, as mayor, in an emergency declaration, do that. So in the next video segment, I'll talk a little bit more about that, the kinds of decisions I can make with examples and that I can't make. So watch for the next segment.